Hey, what's up, mikeyperion here, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Minecraft 1.13. So last episode, we have done this ginormous wither skeleton farm. As you can see in the background right now, it's a massive structure, and it also kind of reminds you of your school, though. Well, not always, but it depends on where you study, right? And of course, this does not only farm wither skeletons, but also other nether mobs, although we got this giant wither face in front of it. Well, yeah, and I also have done this labification right here to increase the concentration of mob spawn inside of our farm. Of course, they may still spawn outside these half slabs, but it's fine for this moment because we are not going to use this farm that often. Well, we built this farm because I want to put some beacons in the city, although I'm not totally fans of beacons. It pretty annoys me, to be honest. Well, yeah, as you can see here, this is running and we got some mobs ready for slaughter, but where is that flying machine though? I guess it's on its way back. Well, we got a few wither here. Well, I hope we can get luck from this batch, and I also got these 9 wither skeletons. I already have collected this from my previous slaughtering operations of these nether mobs. But anyway, so let's turn this off. Okay, so well, like I said, I'm not totally fan of beacons because I still prefer the default running speed and jumps, and I'm totally used of it, you know, because that's the default one, right? And yes, of course, the noise, well, I'll just let this pass though before I talk again. Okay, it's done. But anyways, so well, I just want to place beacons in the city for cosmetics purpose only, because for today's episode, we are going to build a temple, and basically my plan there is to place 4 beacons in the center of it just to make it look, you know, I mean, something like mystical, magical, or medical, or some sort. Well, yes, guess we're not that lucky, so yeah, we still got 9 in this chest. But anyways, so well, yeah, no wither skellies. Let's just kill this big man. But anyways, we'll just go back here to collect some more later on. Of course, I'm going to do that off cam. Well, like I said, we are going to need 4 beacons for the temple, and we know that to make beacons, we need nether stars, and to get nether stars, we need to defeat wither bosses. But of course, well, it's quite easy peasy for now, to be honest. Well, we already know the technique on how to defeat these wither bosses. Well, yeah, I'm going to show you in a while. Of course, I already have dug going to the top of this nether fortress. We know, I mean, maybe some of you guys already know that we can easily kill or trap the wither boss in a 3x3 bedrock on his head. That's why I already have dig this tunnel to search for a 3x3 bedrock on the top. Well, of course, the head is on the top, right? But anyway, so here's the 3x3 bedrock that I found. I guess this is fine. It's not too perfect though, but there are some holes right over here, but I guess it's fine because we only need this area right over here. We just need to put the center or the spawn in the area. Well, I guess this is fine, so I just need to collect 3 more wither skellies or wither skulls to continue our, you know, slaughter of the wither boss. But anyways, I'm going to prepare and collect 3 more wither skulls, and I'll be back. And now we're ready to defeat some wither bosses. Not only 1, not only 2, but 4 wither bosses. Of course, I got here 14 wither skulls. Of course, you're only gonna need 12. You got soul sands, you got some potion of strength, some healing, and some obsidians. Well, now we're very much prepared for this slaughtering operations. Well, yes, so let's get it on and let's get started. And without further ado, let's kick some wither bosses' ass.
Everything is a mess. I
Well, that is totally easy, man. Well, yes. Well, we got 4 stars, so we got 4 beacons to be placed in our city. But anyways, so now it's time to go back to the overworld. We're done here. We're done here, and I've been here in the Nether, working here in the Nether for too long now. So now it's time to breathe some fresh air in the overworld. And yes, I'll be back. And now we are crafting the beacon. So where's the beacon? And there you go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 beacons. So now we got 4 beacons in our pocket. But anyways, so yeah. Okay, so let's check the location of where we are going to build the temple. So we are going to build a temple in the commercial district right over there. Why did I destroy this plant though? But yeah, so anyways, I'll just get back to you, man. Well, of course, building the temple is going to be in the finale for this episode. So aside from the temple, first, we are going to build the beacon room underground. Of course, it has to be underground. And as well as we are going to build some more buildings for this episode just to keep the progress of this city going, right? We cannot waste any time. So here's the location of where we are going to build the temple. So basically, we are going to place the beacon in the center right over here. Of course, it has to be underground. Well, this may not be the perfect spot for a beacon because we're almost in the edge of the city, but it's fine. Well, we need some more iron for the pyramid, so I guess it's time to visit the sunken base. It's been quite a long time since the last time I stepped in this place. Well, I kind of miss it, to be honest. Well, yeah, I used to have more plans about this place, but everything changed when Minecraft announced, you know, the 1.14 release. Well, yeah, well, it's still looking good, right? I mean, I like how this turned out. But anyways, so let me check some stuff right over here. Well, as expected, yeah, maybe I could use some dark prismarine soon. But anyways, so I guess it's the perfect time to talk to you guys about the remaining projects before we end this series. So as you may have known, Minecraft 1.14 is on the way. Well, there are 2 remaining projects that we have to finish before we end this series. So number 1 is the theater. So well, let me grab some irons in this iron farm. So yeah, so number 1 is the theater and the marketplace. So that's still part of the commercial district, and side by side we are also going to work on the uptown districts. So we are going to build some manors, some row houses, well, just some pretty basic houses, I guess. And the second one is the pier. Of course, we have to build a pier and a dock ship on the side. We are also going to need to build or finish the marina. Of course, you have to build some yacht there. Of course, that's the second to the last episode. And the last episode is going to be, of course, a base tour. Well, of course, at that moment, this world is going to be available for download. Well, I'm not too familiar where to upload it. If you guys got any idea of a good site where we can publish this world, please let me know in the comments section. So yeah. Okay, let me check this one. I guess this is decent enough for our pyramid for the beacon. I guess this is good enough. Well, yeah, so now it's time to go back to the New Hyperion City. Of course, you have to do our projects, right? So this is the hole where we are going to place our beacons. So negative 419, negative 476, negative 475, negative 418. So those are the numbers to remember. But anyways, so we are going to make a passage to our beacon room through our water stream out of the city. Most probably that's going to be near the item elevator because that's the nearest tunnel here. Probably we are going to take up to level 8. That's where our strip mining area is. I hope we can connect it to there, so at least we can also have an access going to our underground base, but I'm not sure though. So basically this is the item elevator, so probably yes. So we are going to poke a hole right over here. So yeah, let's do it. Already have reached level 9 with this staircasing right over here. So basically that's going to the water stream. And also have found that underneath this place right over here is a lava. So we have to be careful with that. And I also have connected this strip mining area right over here. So at least we can already access the underground base through this tunnel. Well, at least just to increase the accessibility around, right? But anyways, so I have to expand this room. So basically this is the coordinates where we have to put the beacon. And finally, we have successfully placed this beacon. And yes, well, this cost really a lot, right? But anyway, so I'm going to put the buffs, and as well as I'm going to decorate this room. And yes, and I'll be back. And now we are done with the beacon room. Well, pretty simple and a little elegant, I guess. And that sound is pretty annoying though. But anyway, so the next thing that we need to do are the buildings. Maybe we are going to build 3 buildings, just the generic ones. I think it's just going to be quick for this episode, of course. We already have done this a lot, with a lot of buildings for this series. And maybe I'm going to skip a lot of scenes just to show you guys the progress, right? I mean, progress bit by bit. But anyways, and it's raining though. This is kind of sad, but anyways, so I guess I also need to cover this hole right over here, of course. Of course, I don't want some villagers to fall down there. Maybe. Yeah, this is kind of scary. You cannot see where you're going now. But anyways, so I'm just going to sleep for a while to make this rain stop. So I guess this is pretty safe now, right? But I also have placed some doors underneath. So the temple that we are going to build here later will attract villagers to go here. Of course, we want some villagers to be distributed or something like scattered around the city, right? So we're done here, So now it's time to move on to our next project, which is we are going to make progress in this city. So probably we are going to make some buildings similar to those buildings right over there, but with different color, I guess. But anyways, we'll decide that later. So basically, we are going to make use of these plots right over here up to there. So basically, just 1 block for this episode. So around 3 buildings. So most likely, we have to have like a nice transition between these buildings right over here. Yeah, well, I have to think about that later. But anyways, I have to prep up and let's do it. And now we have done the layout. So basically, 1 building right over here and another building right over here, which we are going to adapt that similar architectural style as what we have in the Uptown District. And 1 building right over here, which we are going to use the one in our commercial district. So basically, the first thing that we need to build is the one right over here, which we are going to have a similar height, not that spire though, but the building. And basically, we are also going to have like an archway right over here connecting to this building right over here. So these 2 buildings will have the similar architectural style as what we have in the Uptown District. So I have decided to use green for this building, so I guess it will look fine. We already got red, we already got white, so this one should be green, right? So somehow we have different colors on this district right over here. So well, let's see about that. This is now actually done, and I forgot to strip some logs right over there. But anyways, let's get that. So basically, this is done. So the next thing that we need to build is, of course, we have to connect this bridge right over here to the next one. Well, yeah, I'm kind of bothered by this unstripped log right over here, and last one, and there you go. So now this building is officially done. But anyways, so now it's time to move on to the next building right over here. Uneven terrain is quite a bit of a challenge for me though, but I guess this should work fine, except that this room right over here is full of staircases. It's like a lobby of staircases, I guess, because of this uneven level of this ground. Of course, this side right over here is much higher compared to the other side. And of course, we also need to connect this building right over here to this building that we're currently working on. And yes, so now it's time to move on to the upper floor. So basically, I'm thinking that we could use like light gray terracotta on this building right over here. So basically, that's a light brown in color. But anyways, so let's continue building this. And now we got 2 buildings built, but I'm not really used to 2 adjacent buildings with almost same height now. As you can see here in the other district, they have different heights. Somehow they have like, you know, not parallel to each other. But yeah, maybe I'll just get used to this one because this is another district, right? This is already the Uptown District. So yeah, so now we're done with the 2 buildings, and now we only got 1 building remaining left to build for this episode. So this is going to be a tall one. We are going to use water elevator for this building, and I'm going to use purple terracotta for this building, and I guess you already got a hint for this one. And yes, this looks kind of familiar, right? It's kind of similar to what we have built in the downtown district, one of the buildings over there, but it's actually intentional for the reason that is, 1, it's pretty far from here, and number 2, it does really happen in the real world, right? This should work pretty well, I guess, but let's finish this last building anyway. And now we are done with this building, and somehow it's quite different compared to what we have done in this adjacent building. But I guess this is fine. This is fine because especially that it's actually a transition between the uptown district and the commercial district, and it's also kind of different in what we have built in the downtown district. So basically, this should work fine, right? It's taller compared to its adjacent building, so somehow this makes a nice transition between the uptown district and the commercial district, I guess. But at least we're done with the three buildings right over here. So now it's time to move on to our next segment of this episode. Of course, we are going to build the temple right over here. We are going to make something extraordinary other than what we normally do in this series. Of course, we are going to make a temple right over here with a majestic dome on the top. And of course, well, let's do this. Like I said, I want to do something extraordinary for this build, and I'm going to use something like extraordinary materials, but I want to use these mushroom stems actually. I guess we could go to the nearby mushroom biome. It's actually near in our sunken base, and yes, well, let's go there. Let's check it out if we can gather as much mushroom stems as we can. I actually have quite a few plans when I started this series to make a base here in the mushroom biome, but it never happened though. But anyway, so we're just here together. Of course, we got a lot of mushrooms right over here, but we are only going to need some stems though. But I don't know how much we can gather in this place. And this actually looks pretty weird. Especially by also this is tingling, and I actually spared the life of that mushroom right over there in that island right over there. But basically I already have gathered 5 stacks of these mushroom stems. I guess this is enough. Well, yes. So it's time to go back and let's start building the temple. So now we have started the layout, and I've used this map as a guide. So basically we are using circles for this build. Of course, we have used enough straight lines in this city. So now it's time to use some circular buildings. Especially that this one is a special building, right? This is a temple. So now I guess it's time to add the flooring first, at least because I'm planning to have some designs on the floor. And yes, let's do it. Well, the deity for this temple should be for Hyperion, although I made a sun pattern right over here. But I know Helios is the god of sun and Hyperion is the titan of light, but I guess this will do. Maybe we could just add more lighting in this room on the sides just to emphasize that this is for Hyperion, right? I guess that will do. And so far, we have accomplished the facade, and this is how it looks like. So basically, I've used bone blocks and as well as those mushroom steps that we have gathered in the mushroom biome. And well, somehow it looks neat, especially when you look up close. And yes, I think the color combination is just right, especially that we are also using a lot of stones for this build. And yeah, well, the extraordinary thing is just those bone blocks. And why is that glowstone is not symmetrical with that other one though? I guess I need to fix that. Well, it's the least that I expected though. I mean, I'm expecting to use more different materials or those rare materials, but I can't resist using stones though. I mean, somehow I have a difficulty of matching the colors. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't really like gray though, but well, somehow the feel is really good. I mean, especially on this part right over here. Well, I guess this should work fine. Maybe we could, yeah, because I already crafted some more red nether bricks for this build, especially that we are going to match that with our beacon. Of course, we are going to put more different stuff, I guess, on the top, maybe, but let's see. And now we are done with the main structure of this temple, and it looks really nice, right? I mean, I like what we have done here, especially we added some stars in the ceiling, and now it looks like a planetarium though. But anyways, this is still a temple for Hyperion, of course, the god of this city, the titan of this city. And yes, how it looks like here in the backside. Oh, I don't know why did we look at the backside yet though, but it actually matches the buildings on its adjacent area, especially that we have some sort of like consistency consistency is here in the city. Well, it's a good thing that we have used that much stone. I guess we have balanced the use of materials for this build. So this is how it looks like here in the front. So maybe I guess we should look from afar so at least we can see the shape of the dome. Basically, the dome is kind of flat though. I mean, that's actually intentional, especially that, of course, this is a temple. Uh, yeah, I'm trying to avoid to look like, I mean, this dome to look like a planetarium. Of course, you have to make it a little flat just to be, to make it look more temple-ish, I guess. So let's take a look from afar. I hope my Elytra will cooperate, I guess. Yeah, I don't know why Minecraft 1.13 has this problem with Elytras though. I mean, I think it's not only me, right? I mean, I've been watching other videos, they also experience the same problem. So here it goes. So this is how it looks like. Well, special. I mean, I like how it stands out amongst the building on its on this area, right? I mean, it looks pretty nice. It looks kind of different, but still consistent with the architecture of, on what we have here in the city. So here's the overall view. Well, so far I'm satisfied with it. So the next thing that we have to build are, of course, we have to build 2 towers on each side over there, and on the back side we also need to cover that with some roof. Of course, just to add some more details for this build. Anyways, let's do it. I actually did a change of plan for this tower. So instead, I built an eternal flame, which is actually similar to what we have in the sunken base in the spawn area. Well, this looks familiar, right? If you're watching my episodes. But anyways, so, well, let's take a look from a view there. So let's use some ender pearls because I'm not using this that much. So but anyway, so this is how it looks like. Well, somehow it lacks a little, but I guess this is fine for me because I don't want to make this build too over decorated, right? I mean, we have put a lot of stuff for this build, but somehow we have to balance, and it still kind of look plain though. I guess this is fine. I want to add more details in the tower. I mean, in the in the bottom part of that eternal flame, but I guess from afar it looks good. I mean, yeah, so although that building really matches that color of that fire over there though, I mean, but somehow it really balanced the the details here in the city. So I guess this should work fine. But anyway, so let's just finish this build and I'll be back. And now we're actually done with the temple, and finally we have made this pretty looking good, right? Especially with this garden right over here in the front. Well, let's check things out to wrap up everything. Of course, let's check the interiors. Well, you already have seen this, right? So here we got some stars in the ceiling, and of course we got some elaborate design here in the ceiling, especially that it really looks nice, right? I mean, I really love what we have done here, especially we got the balance of plain and over decorations, I guess. And we also have done this roof right over here. Let's check that from the outside. It's like the miniature version of those dome on the top. So basically, well, at least we have the consistency, right? I mean, for this temple at least, right? But anyways, so let's check out again from afar. I hope we can fly though. I'm trying to fly actually. I'm pressing the fireworks and it doesn't want me to fly anymore, and now it does. Oh my god, this Elytra, I cannot really get how this Elytra works for this version of Minecraft though. I hope in 1.14 they can fix this. But anyways, so let's wait for this. Yeah, like I said, this should be calm right now, and let's take another peek for this temple right over here. Well, yeah, that dome is, I mean, I really like what we have done in the dome and also with the garden. Well, let's take a look again. Well, yeah, this looks really neat, right? But anyways, so I guess we're done for the episode. So we also have, of course, done these buildings right over here on this side right over here. Well, these 3 buildings, of course, we at least we have progress a little bit for this city, well, which looks kind of nice, I guess. And of course, for the I mean, not for the next episode, but I'm going to make a farm, not a farm, but a garden for this area right over here off cam. And what else? So I guess those are the stuff that we have covered for this episode. So, well, yeah, so last pick, and yes, so This is the only time I got for this episode, so thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment, please leave a like, and make sure to subscribe. This has been mikeyperion, and I'll see you guys next time.